Do the thing then, bro. Hold up. A Bobby V Gaming Minute. Wearing an Eagle. Man, he's full. I got so much Eagles branding on my stream right now. I don't know, bro. I hope Saquon never sees this. Bobby V, man, a great morning to you. Happy Thursday. What's good there, partner?
I am doing good. I started my morning off right. Got some Chick-fil-A breakfast. I am high powered. I'm ready to go.
Ooh, what are we hitting at the Chick-fil-A breakfast, bro? I'm with that. I'm paying attention.
Some chicken biscuits and some hash browns.
Yeah, I like your style. How are you feeling, bro? Are you we got to talk about, okay, so we'll do the intro thing first here. Thank you, A, for your time and for hopping on the show here. Kind of the idea of what I've been trying to do with these FENDTALKS is, we have a certain idea of, all these guys that we get to meet and interact with as creators. I had the pleasure of, exchanging some DMs with you as we both got involved with OGN and stuff like this. But it always seems like, we might know what you have going on a week-to-week basis. I want to hear about Vegas. One of my first questions is going to be, but like a lot of times, some of the origin story doesn't necessarily come out like over the course of an average stream. So guys and people who might be big Bobby V fans might not also know kind of the path that you've walked to wind up where you're at now. So that's like kind of the overarching goal of what I'm trying to do with these talks. But while it's all fresh on our minds, bro, you're just back from Vegas, are you not?
I am. Flew back in Monday night, technically Tuesday morning. 2 a.m. got home, and Vegas is fresh in me and a couple people's minds in the chat.
Okay, and this was a trip that you made with like some of the boys, right? Like some other names that maybe if you're tapped into Madden you would recognize, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's funny. I believe the first person that actually brought the trip up to me. So I'm in a Discord with a bunch of other, competitive Madden players. Sure. A couple of them being Jaybird and Oreo. Some people may or may not know them in the chat. Yeah. So they actually broached me about the Vegas trip, and I'm very. You give me a time and a place, and I'm there. Don't get my hopes up. You tell me to be somewhere, I will be there.
Bobby, me
and you don't live too far from each other, and we're gonna figure out a day that we can hang.
Bobby we almost did it. We almost did it a couple weeks ago. Like, I was like, if it was like a little closer, like I could have made. Yeah. But I know Bobby's about that action.
Yeah. So, So I booked my flight as soon as I could, literally as soon as possible, and then I found out more names started to trickle in. And it's funny because the two people that initially broached me about it, Jaybird and Oreo, ended up not going.
Really?
So yeah, it just worked out that way. They had some things come up. It's fine. Sure. Life happens. I completely understand. Sure. But yeah, so among the people that went, it was myself. Obviously, K. Harry's in the chat. His brother Kyle was there. Cool. The main reason that we had went was because of Civil's birthday. Kenny, aka Civil.
Dope, shout to Civ. Love Civ.
So Civil just turned 21, and so we'll talk more about Civil in a little bit. I won't do him too dirty, but there are some stories. There are some stories to be told. So Civil was there. My buddy Funeral Service as well. Another guy, him and Harry, just outside of Philadelphia. Pretty much anything within 60 to 90 minutes is Philadelphia to anybody that doesn't know.
Right.
So him, who else was there? And then the GOAT, Nick Mazesco. Nick is one of my favorite people. I love Nick to death. He is the man. There's just nothing else to say about it. If you guys don't know who Nick Mazesco is, he is pretty much one of the primary broadcasters for Madden.
You could call him the voice. You could call him the voice of competitive
Madden. He is the voice of Madden, pretty much.
And you know what's dope really is like as like a Nick Mazesco fan, like hopefully over the next like year or whatever, I'll have some interactions with him. I would love to meet him and work with him and stuff like this. But he's one of those guys that like as a fan and like as a consumer of Madden, that you hope that he's like one of those guys that's like as cool as he seems to be IRL. You know what I mean? And it seems like he is all of that and more.
He was. Absolutely, he was. And I think I'm trying to remember. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I think that was it. And then we had also met up with a couple people that myself and Harry know from Twitch as well. My buddy Schmear Pup and a couple of his buddies. We met at a nightclub on Saturday night. Harry, I believe. I know he's in the chat. I want to say Saturday night. And but yeah, we could talk a little bit more about the nightlife and everying.
Harry, I feel like K. Harry's shaking in his boots a little bit right now. All right, so higher level Vegas stuff, and then we'll go. Then I kind of want to go through what home was like for you. I know you served our country. I want to get to like all the important stuff. Who is the Vegas MVP? Who's really showing up and going the hardest? You made a couple bucks, did you not, Bobby V?
I don't like to pat myself on the back very often.
Oh boy, go ahead.
I would say
It's your
And,
show.
and Harry's in the chat. He can agree or disagree, but I would say it might have been 1A, 1B between myself and Nick Mazesco.
Okay,
I think that might be. I think that might be a fair assessment.
Okay.
I am, without a shadow of a doubt, and I can only tell some stories, unfortunately, but I am the best wingman on God's green earth. The best. There is no one better. I am the best.
And will that would be confirmed by the boys, I'm sure?
You could get Civil on the horn right now. He's probably not going to answer, but Civil definitely can confirm I am the best wingman of all time. I made sure that his first Vegas trip and his 21st birthday was a memorable one. And then Nick was awesome. Nick, shelled out a lot of money in advance for everybody's rooms and things like that. Just an awesome guy, man. He shelled out a lot of money for people. Just his idea behind it, and I love like this kind of thought process behind it. Like, we all like to go out, we all like to do things. Things cost money sometimes. It's just a fact of life. And Nick flat out said, I will never invite somebody somewhere that, if they can't pay for it, with the expectation that they can't afford it. If somebody needs to chip in a couple bucks, we chip in a couple bucks. Like, we want them to enjoy themselves, be out there. And Nick, Nick's rolling in the EA, the Mudhead, the Players Lounge money. He's rolling in it. He's just letting them hang. So
he's in there spending EA money.
Nick was awesome, and not just from that perspective. Just like I said, just an absolutely outstanding human being. Seriously, if anybody ever gets a chance to meet him at like a live event, like obviously, hopefully in Madden 22, live events come back. Maybe we'll have a dream hack. If you ever get a chance, just go up to him and have a conversation with him. Nick, seriously, just absolute down to earth guy. I love that guy.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I certainly want to tap with him as well. Okay, so all right, we covered some of the higher level stuff, some of the positive things were going on. One of the boys, I'm sure, at least at one point during this trip, you don't got to drop names if you don't want to, but was anybody in shambles? Did anybody wind up in absolutely just lost out there in these Vegas streets, not surviving all too well?
So Harry in the chat, Harry was down bad at the roulette table. I believe he lost himself, give or take a rack or so.
Okay, that hurts. Yeah, you feel that.
Myself, I probably had my best outing at Vegas I've ever had. I've been there actually 4 times prior to this because, we'll talk about the Air Force in a little bit, but I was stationed in California, so it was just like a quick 5-hour drive.
Sure.
So I've been there a couple times, but sometimes, you go up, you go up a couple grand and somehow you find a way to just be back in the red the next night. It's just Vegas. It happens.
Right.
But no, I got very, very lucky. I'm not a very big betting guy. I'm not a big gambler, but if I was, I am sad that I didn't put more money on the Poirier McGregor fight.
Because you doubled down on that, right? I think you posted a slip and then later okay, I'm doing a couple hundred more.
I put 300 on him day one. I wanted to see if a lot of late bets on McGregor would come in to maybe lower the odds a little bit so I could get a bigger and better bet in. But I put in 300 one night, and then right before the fight I put in another 4, so 700 on Poirier altogether. Obviously the fight had a little bit of controversy to it, but McGregor kind of got put on his ass before he broke his ankle, and I think it was just a matter of time. If he would have gotten out of the second round, anything past the second round would have favored Poirier. And I was very, very confident in that fight. Love Conor. I think he's more of a showman at this point in his career. Not to say that he's not a good fighter, but I definitely thought it was just an easy one. I thought the odds should have been worse. Like I said, I'm not a big betting guy, but I wish I would have put more on it.
I know that happened. He's also just a master marketer. The fact that with a broken ass ankle that everyone just watched fall into pieces, he's sitting on the cage with Joe Rogan talking shit and legitimately within seconds marketing the next fight is remarkable.
Your wife is in me DMs.
Oh my God, bro. Absolutely brutal. So the Vegas trip sounded like it was a great time. You got out of there with a couple bucks. The boys, Civ enjoyed his 21st birthday. Nick is a legend. K. Harry's a legend. Sounds like the boys had a good time. Y'all, what was hold on. You sent me the picture. Hold on. Can I actually throw this up on the screen real quick? Tell me a little bit about it. Yeah. Hold on. Tell me a little bit about how did y'all wind up? Is this Michael Blackson?
Where's it at? Let me see.
Hold on.
We did run into Michael Blackson. We were in between, I think, bars or nightclubs. I forget what night this was. I want to say it was Friday, maybe Friday or Saturday. And yeah, we were just walking in between because a lot of things are within walking distance in Vegas. It was very, very hot, by the way. It was like 100 degrees at night always. At the worst, it was like 115, 120 close to.
Bro,
and we walked a lot for it being that hot. But everything is within walking distance. You know, a lot of times it's busy with cabs and Ubers and Lyfts and everything. So yeah, we walked around, and I think Harry spotted Michael Blackson. He was waiting for a cab like in line, and we just saw him. We were just like, Michael Blackson. If you guys don't know, wilding out. And I didn't know Michael Blackson is actually a huge Eagles fan. I did not know that. So
no shit.
Again, go Birds. Fly Eagles fly.
Golly,
I didn't know all that. Big shout out to Big Cat, my guy in the chat. I didn't know. Yeah. So people said that he grew up in like Delaware. I didn't know all that. I watch Wild 'N Out occasionally. He is one of the funniest people when he is on there. And yeah, no, very, very funny guy. Very cool. Because he was like talking to like 6 different people while we were trying to get a picture, and then he like circled back around, was like, "Oh yeah, here you go, hurry up." And then shout out to K Harry, by the way, for having the Michael J. Fox hands and just taking that very, very blurry picture.
Yeah, bro, you guys had one shot at this, and he posted the picture and he knew it too. K Harry was like, "I don't apologize for this quality at all," but it seems like he's personable guy. Like if he's running out into fans just in the Vegas streets and still willing to get a photo with you drunk motherfuckers. I think that's a dub. Hey, bro, the guy is funny even just by default. Like, he's not even doing it. It's a stationary picture, and it's still funny to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, there was a small part of me hoping that he would roast one of us. He didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was good. It was good. Definitely. I want to say this was Saturday night. Or no. No, I'm looking at my fit. No, we went out and got dressy Saturday. This was Friday night. This was definitely Friday night.
You had to peep the fit, had to peep the drip, see when this would have been. Bro, it sounds like a great Vegas experience. Are you happy to be home and kind of get back to real life though? Because I know right before you left, talked about it a little bit in the pre-show. You were super sick, and like it looked like the Vegas thing. Like it seemed like from like intaking your tweets that you were like, it was touch and go for a second. Like you were going to Vegas like, oh, shit fucking sucks though. Were you still sick when you got out there?
So a little bit. It was crazy. Like I said, I was dragging my broken ass body to Vegas by hook or crook. There's just no way I wasn't.
Right.
But no. So like 2 weeks maybe prior to leaving for Vegas, I started to just feel just like really, really crappy. I don't know how much I can curse here. I'm trying to
no, you're good money. Yeah, no, I don't not monetize. You can fucking say whatever you want to, bro. You're good money.
Great. I was feeling incredibly shitty 2 weeks prior to leaving for Vegas, and I'm still a little bit kind of like getting better right now, but I'm a lot better than I was before that. But I was having trouble breathing.
Was it the vid, bro? Was it that vid?
I don't know. I couldn't take a deep breath. Like I was literally just like wheezing and coughing, and anytime I would try to take a deep breath, I would just end up like hacking up a lung. And it was like nerve wracking for me because I didn't know really what it was. You don't really wish this, but on my short list of things, I was almost kind of hoping it would have been COVID, so I just could have had it and got it over with,
right,
and been good again.
Right. True.
But I got the COVID test back. That was negative. And then I started to get a little bit more nervous because now I'm thinking more on the short side of things. It could be bronchitis, it could be a heart problem, and I have a lot of those. That's what I always go to the worst possible thing. Sure. I think a lot of people do. Like there's never like best case scenario. It's always worst case scenario.
Right.
And for me, a lot of my family has chest and heart problems. Has had them. Grandmom, she had them before she passed away. Grandfather had COPD. My dad had a stroke a couple years ago. My mom had a defibrillator in her chest maybe like 5 to 7 years ago. So a lot of problems. So I'm like, I'm easily probably the most active out of all of them. I work out, I eat well, I do everything that I'm supposed to do for the most part, most of the time. But even that doesn't matter sometimes. Sometimes it's just genetic. So that was like where my mind went right away. Thankfully, it wasn't that. It was just a slightly more severe case of bronchitis, which was just kicking the ever-loving shit out of me for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to the hospital. They just, let me sit there for a couple hours. They gave me a couple things. They gave me a little puffer. They gave me, what pill is it? They gave me prednisone, which is like literally the nastiest pill I think I've ever tasted in my entire life. But
yeah, it's fucked up.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave me just 5 of them, one per day for 5 days, and I think I literally took them. The first day I took them was the morning I got to Vegas, so I was pretty much taking them the entire time. Well, it's an issue because you're not really supposed to, drink with them. So I was taking them first thing in the morning, and I would hold off on drinking as long as I could until maybe around dinner time. We went to like a pool party, a daytime cabana one day, which we'll talk about too. I know I sent you that video.
Yeah, a little fight. Yeah, I got some action going on out there.
But no, it worked out. I definitely slowly and gradually felt better. I mean, if I was just resting at home, I probably would have felt better in a day or two. But I definitely kept like pushing it because there's just, like I said, there's no way I was missing this trip. There's just no way.
Right. And you got to match the Vegas pace out there. So all right, so you mentioned maybe like a little bit of a family history gave you cause to just like pay a little bit more attention than maybe your average. So tell us more now about the family history. I know you're a Philly fan. Did you grow up where you're at now? Have you been in the area since you were young?
Yeah, so when it comes to Philly, like I said, anywhere within an hour of Philly, if you ask, if I wasn't from actually Philly, but I was from like an hour away, I would just tell you Philly because let's be honest, you don't know where, in Bumblefuck, PA that I actually live. I'm just going to say it's Philly. That's what most people do. I legitimately live in the city, South Philadelphia as it's known, close to Center City. I literally live a 5-minute drive from all the stadiums, the Link, Citizens Bank Park, the Wells Fargo, everything right here. I live literally a hop and a jump over there.
Cool.
I have grown up here my entire life. And you have a love-hate relationship with the place that you grow up, and you always love it, but you want to get away from it a little bit, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to figure out where the next move is going to be.
Right, you don't want to feel like you got boxed in or stuck, because I know that's like my hometown specifically is a lot of that. It's like kind of, it feels like a trap a little bit. Like you just see there's the bar that's literally probably 3 football fields away from the elementary school that we all went to, and it's just like I don't even be walking in there anymore. But you go in there on a Saturday night, it's like fucking gross. There's the 07 kids. There's some 06 kids. Like this is all mid 30s. So just go home and like have some children or something like that. Who was in the house growing up for you? What was the family like? What was the family home feeling like?
So it was myself, my dad, mom, dad, and grandmom.
Cool.
And BG, I'm reading some of the chat. BG, yeah, I born and raised South Philadelphia. I'm still currently here now. But yeah. So for the most part, me, mom, dad, and grandmom.
Are you an only child then?
So I am my mother's only child. I have a half sister, half brother. Dad's side, different mom. It's been a rough couple of weeks only because of the time of year that it is right now. And like I said, everything is on the table. I think one of my biggest, just quick little like side note, one of my biggest things with being a content creator and having an audience and a community is being open with people. I don't hide much from anybody. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's pretty well known. Mm-hmm. I might rage a little bit playing Madden, but I'm generally pretty open with everybody. So my sister, unfortunately, passed away a couple years ago. Drug addiction, unfortunately, drug overdose. Her birthday is July 4th, so her birthday just passed a couple weeks ago. So usually a tough time. And that was around the time that my dad had a stroke because, you lose your daughter. It's tough, right? So he kind of let himself go a little bit. He had a really bad stroke the last year that I was in the military. Left side of his brain, so right side of his body, and just kind of let himself go a little bit. He's progressed pretty much as much as he's going to. He still kind of has like a noticeable gimp, and he has to sign everything with his left hand now.
Sure.
But it is what it is. It's something that you live with, and I, like I said, people have asked me, and if somebody asks me, I'm very open about it. It's not something I try to hide. I'm very, very open about everything in my life, and I think that you have to be, because there's no point to hold any of that stuff back. I mean, some people might use that to hurt you. There's trolls out there, there's things out there, but I mean, for the most part, generally people won't go that far if they're trolling you, but no, I think it's good to be open about things like that.
And it's a shame that you do have to, worry about things like that, like, what people could use this information, if they could use it against you and such. And I think that's a shame. But like you're saying, I think by and large, because what's the alternative to being open? Like, being like a shell of yourself and, just, I don't know, no change day to day. And like, there's no like nuance or ebb and flow. And I don't know. I feel like I guess respect to folks that can do it like that. I'm cut similar to you. You know, I'd rather be open and available. And I've also seen, you know, as I'm sure you've had, the internet can definitely use that against you in some instances. But you know, the other side of the coin is you've also made yourself available to, you know, friends and your viewers and people who support you. Who
Absolutely.
have shared experiences, right? Who can connect and relate to you on these deeper levels. So it sounds like maybe this time of the year just is kind of an emotional, reflective one for you and your family based on what you guys have gone through.
Yeah, it is, but like I say, it goes back to what I've been saying. I just, you know, I'm losing my words here, but I tell my girlfriend all the time, like, you know, I spend more time with, you know, these guys, with, you know, everybody right here in front of the computer screen than I do her sometimes. Definitely more than my own family these days.
Right.
And I want to be open. I want to, you know, I don't want to talk about Madden every day. I mean, yeah, we play the game, but I don't want to. If I talked about Madden every day, I'd be in a straitjacket eventually.
Oh, goodness gracious, yeah, right.
I want to tell people how my day was. I want to, you know, I enjoy hearing about other people's stories. You know, somebody in my chat, who was it? My buddy Titan. A couple, you know, right before I left for Vegas, he told me that he was enlisting in the Army. Like, I love to hear those things. Like, tell me, like, I want to hear about your guys' days. Is it a lot of people? Is it a lot to keep up with? Absolutely. But do I want to continue to hear about it? Absolutely. Like, I love that energy. I want to keep giving, you know, that give and take energy, and just, you know, everybody supporting each other. I absolutely love that.
Hell yeah, right.
It's way better than just being very closed in and boxed in and only talking about one thing. Like, it's just not a good vibe to kind of have, I feel like.
And now still undefeated during these FENDTALKS. I think Bobby is I mean, we might even be, I think we're up to like 15 episodes now, and still every single one of these hyper successful men and women share this idea that capitalizing isn't the right word, but leaning into our connections as human beings, and in the way that being open makes you both vulnerable but also able, you know, for your viewers to connect with you. Every single one of these successful people is echoing a very similar sentiment. So it's you know, both a relief and also no surprise at all to hear that you are indeed of the same mind. So growing up in Philly, it was mom, dad, and grandma. What was like early Bobby V life like? Were you tapped into sport? I was a nerd from early. I didn't find sports until later. Was it and what was the household like? What was growing up like for you?
Bit all over the place. I was definitely somebody that just loved to do everything. I loved playing sports growing up. Big basketball, big football player. Still definitely am. Maybe not as good at it, but love playing basketball, football growing up. You know, I grew up with a lot of games, whether they were video games or card games. I was a Pokemon nerd. I was a Magic the Gathering nerd.
Nice, bro.
I played a lot of things. I had the original Super Nintendo. You know, me and my dad would play like Dr. Mario. You know, the original Zelda, Link to the Past. Like, you know, Zelda games were just good. You know,
you're talking to me now. Yes, sir.
You know, Nintendo 64, probably my golden era of gaming. Probably, you know, GoldenEye. We were all big GoldenEye fans.
We're similar age, right, Bobby? I'm 31. We're like fairly close.
I turned 31 in September.
Fucking right on. Okay, so N64 was really, PlayStation was my moment. Metal Gear Solid, and you know, it's like some of the Final Fantasies that came later. That was my moment. So you're a big N64 guy?
Yeah, big N64 guy. Nice. Just all that stuff. I mean, even the original PlayStation. I remember playing Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was my game. Sweet Tooth, yeah. all those guys. Roadkill.
Yeah.
I remember that. The original Kingdom Hearts. I do all over the place when it came to games. I was a big RPG player, sports player. I played the new Kingdom Hearts when it came out. Kingdom Hearts 3. I didn't stream it a whole lot. I think it's when I first started streaming.
I think it's on like Game Pass or something, right? Yeah. So I got it downloaded too. Coach Mudd's giving us a hard time. He said put nerd games in quote. Coach, you don't just skip to being a cool ass, you know, Madden player with swag and one of these comp guys, and he's got his, you know, MCS header and stuff like this. Coach, you gotta go through the mud a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta play an RPG or two, right? I remember when my buddies would come over when I was in, I guess this was like real early high school, like some of the same stuff, like playing some of the same games, like some RPGs, like Kingdom Hearts type of feel or whatever, and we played whatever we were playing, NCAA or Madden. You know, back in my room, you had those chairs that would sit on the ground, like those big rocker chairs. I don't even know if you remember those, but I would have to go in my stack of video game cases and like take out like Final Fantasy X and like take out Kingdom Hearts and like take out all like these nerd ones that I was gonna get fucking smoked for and hide them while my boys came over. So that was pretty hell. But when did you, all right, so we walked a pretty similar path, I think, coming up in video games. When did Madden enter the fray for you then?
So Madden entered, and by the way, speaking of N64, I can't forget one of the best multiplayer games of all time, Super Smash Brothers, where it all started. Can't leave that out.
Facts.
But Madden, for me, Madden, I think I started playing maybe in 2000, 2001. I think, was it McNabb? When was McNabb on the cover? I want to say it was 2000 or 2001.
I thought McNabb was
no,
later.
No. McNabb was on NFL Game Day, I think it was, when Game Day was a thing. I remember that game.
Yeah, that
McNabb
sounds like a thing.
But no, I think 2000 was like Culpepper or something like that. But either way, I started around 2000. Probably skipped a couple Maddens around 2000. Really started playing in 2003. 2003 and 2004. I remember, I think Marshall Faulk was on 2003. Michael Vick, obviously, one of the greatest, not the greatest video game characters of all time on 04.
Right.
Great soundtracks too, by the way. Like Yellow Card back then, Blink 182. Like
it was all good, man. The mini camp games, like the mini camp mini games, also so good. Oh my god, I feel like it would be so easy.
I know we talk about, like, you know, fix CFM and all that stuff, and we want our hot dog prices back and things like that. Give me the mini games back. Give me the drills. Man. Give me all that stuff back. Like, the Gauntlet's cool right now, what they have in Madden. Like, that's cool. But bring back all that stuff.
For sure. Oh, bro, yeah, I'm totally with that. So were you good, like, right off the rip, or did you kind of have to, like, find your, like, I don't know. So I played probably first in 04, and those for the first few years, like, it's the franchise on rookie where you need the top quarterback and the top receiver and the top running back, and you give up no points and like just fucking, you know, waste your time pretty much in there. When did you start? Did you like start competing ish right away or not quite?
So I think I was always pretty good at Madden. I'm not like, you know, one that's like toot my own horn, but like even before, like, you know, the world that we live in now where, you know, there's YouTube plays and there's money plays and there's ebooks and things like that. Like, I think CC. Here you go, CC. You want your bangs? Here they are, man.
He was disappointed. Bobby was like, "Bro, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm wearing a hat. You're talking about bangs, and I'm gonna disappoint right here. There it is. Okay, that's for the people. Okay, good.
Bangs.
Crowd service.
But yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit too. But no, so no, I definitely felt like I was always good at Madden. I actually competed, and I wish they're probably in the closet behind me somewhere. You know, back when the Madden Challenge was a thing, back when they used to actually do them, you know, the Madden bus. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers Madden Nation. You know, they used to have the traveling Madden bus. Some of the best players in the world used to travel around.
Talked about it with Shotmaster, bro. He had some hell stuff. That interview went for like 2 hours. If you need like some background noise at all or got a second to check it out, Shotmaster's firsthand account of that Madden Nation, Madden bus experience, bro, was lit. They locked them down like I don't know, like they be doing, I don't even know what the modern day equivalent is. Like they couldn't use phones or like communicate with anybody, like leave the hotel. Like he told the
real
story
world,
about
the big brother for Madden.
Yeah, bro, exactly. So they told him he told this story about when he had to he figured out that once he got there, they were going to be playing on Xbox, and he hadn't gotten any Xbox game reps. Pays a bellhop $20 to man the phone because like they're calling to check in. I'm like, yo, you still here? Like, yeah, I'm still here. You talk to anybody? No. Okay, click. Pays a bellhop to stay there. Jumps off the climbs down the balcony to go get an Xbox. Brings the Xbox back. Climb up the balcony. The bellhop took his money. They call him down to the office anyway, bro. It's the whole thing. You got numerous pretty dope stories. But was that kind of like competitively inspiring for you? You watched some of this stuff, it sounds like?
Did, and I remember saying like I want to be one of those guys. I want to be there, and it's funny where my journey is kind of taking me to now all this time later. But no, I remember. So they used to have like, I mean, we're talking way back in the day. This is, you know, a lot of people in the chat might not know, like, you know, everybody gets everything digital now. There used to be like these tournaments at every GameStop in the country at midnight. You know, when Madden would drop, it would just be GameStop tournaments everywhere. I used to love that shit. But no, so they used to have like these local tournaments, you know, all across the country to qualify for, you know, the Madden Challenge, which is the big thing back then, which is, you know, what Madden Nation, I believe, was based on. And I remember I went to the one here in Philadelphia It was back at the old gallery. It's like a mall in Center City. And, you know, there was like multiple hundreds of people. I mean, several hundreds of people competing in these things. And I remember, you know, I was a strapping young lad. I think maybe, let's say 2004-ish. I was probably...
We're like 14, right? Something like this?
Probably like 14, 15.
Right.
I went there. I won my first game against just some absolute scrub. I thought I was the shit. I was like, you know what? I might make a run here.
I'm here now.
You know who I run into in round 2? One of the best to ever do it. Big Gene. Also from Philly. Philly guy. Yes. I run into Big Gene in round 2 and just get the doors blown off me. I'm talking 21-0 in like 90 seconds or less.
Damn.
Don't deliver the pizza. Cancel the order.
Yeah.
We're done. And,
I'm getting out of here. Mom, come pick me up expeditiously. I need to go home.
Yeah. No. I had to write a report. My feelings were hurt. I was bruised. I was battered. I was broken. No. We had to go home after that, and that was that was the realization. But no, but I remember, you know, that game, and it's funny even now. Just to fast forward, I've played Big Gene now in back-to-back years. You know, Gene and, you know, I guess it's Twilight or whatever you want to consider it now. Right. And it's just funny. So I made the Madden, the Eagles Club, and Madden 20 last year. Yep. And I told him that. I told him that story, and he was just cracking up. Like, Big Gene, awesome dude. I was like,
Did he remember the story? I mean, he probably doesn't rember the 14-year-old. Yeah, right.
No, he don't remember me. Are you kidding me? I was like the 500th worst person he's ever played in his life back then. But
all right, so this takes us kind of like up until, so like 14 years old, like, you know, you dip your toe into competitive Madden, but your life would take you numerous other places before, like, you know, we've arrived at Bobby V as the comp guy, you know, as an adult now. Let's make the stop at high school. Were you still playing these sports that you were telling us about when you got to high school? Were you planning the next move that would wind up being the Air Force just yet? What did the high school years wind up shaping up like?
So high school years, again, went to high school right here in Philly. Fun fact, I actually went to high school with, for any of my NBA guys out there, the Morris twins, Marcus and Markieff Morris. They actually graduated the year before me. Dope. In 08, I graduated 09, and super cool. But our school was all the money was put into the basketball programs over there. Our football team was terrible. I could probably find you a picture. I can't do it right now, but
sure.
I played wide receiver in high school, and I literally had linebacker shoulder pads. That's how broke we were. I was literally just like struggling to like catch a football. I'm here like I'm like,
you need to bring this down here. If it's not in the bread basket, I can't do anything for you. I can't.
Yeah. Like, I'm like floaties on. I can't get my hands all the way above my head. That's how broke our school was when it came to the football program.
Tough.
No. I always loved playing football. Football was good. When it came to high school went well. Then for college, I was going to initially, and this is kind of where I think, you know, the coming of age tale kind of begins. I was a very big homebody. Always have been. Still sometimes kind of am, but never wanted to leave home. So I was going to do the 2 and 2 year program at Penn State. Do 2 years at a lower Penn State campus and then work your way up to main campus. One of my best friends actually from Jersey. He was going to be my roommate. And just last minute, I got just cold feet. Thankfully, I was able to get the money back for everything. But
sure.
I just dropped out really quickly. My buddy still breaks my balls about it every now and again. Thankfully,
that's what friends are for.
Exactly, and it didn't leave him in too bad of a position, thankfully. But so no, I ended up just doing community college for a couple years. Didn't really know what I wanted to do back then, because anytime anybody goes to college, for the most part, unless it's like their parents' dream or unless you really just know what you want to do, most people don't know what they want to do right away. My dad wanted me to take up, computer engineering. My dad owns a computer store. He owns a junkyard. He's kind of dabbled in everything himself.
Sure.
I had no interest in computers, just none. So I went there for like maybe a semester. Honestly, probably skipped half of the classes that I was going to because I just had no general interest in going at all.
Right.
If I'm being honest. And I lasted a semester. I don't think I told my parents until like 2 semesters in that I was done. I don't know. I don't even know what I did. I think I was going to friends' houses and just being a scumbag.
Being a college kid.
So no. But no. So I ended up, and I don't know if you can hear the dogs next door. That's another thing that we have going on in the stream. We have emotes with Woof Woof in the chat because
exciting. Not your dogs, your neighbors' dogs.
Neighbors' dogs, yes.
Nice.
which is a whole nother thing too. The house that I'm looking for right now, I'm trying to get a house that is not a row home. For those that don't know what a row home is, it's pretty much houses that are just connected. So, they don't have to hear me. I don't have to hear them.
Right.
They're good. Neighbors are good. It's just
That's good.
You get it. But so yeah, so I just ended up working job to job, working multiple jobs at a time for the most part for a couple years, and then I think it was I left when I was 23, so probably like maybe early 2013. I just remember one day I was just driving home from work, and I'm very like just on a whim. I don't know what the word is right now. I'm totally spacing, but just I'm very just do something on a whim kind of mentality sometimes. And
I guess impulsive has a negative connotation, yeah. but I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
So I drove by a Air Force recruiting office, and I just went in there one day. I said, "Hey, like what's this about? What can I do? How do you just go about doing anything?" And they were like, "Well, you can take the ASVAB test, and that pretty much determines your qualifications, your eligibility for whatever job that you might want in the Air Force." Mm-hmm. And so I signed some paperwork. I was like, "I'll come back. I'll take the test." Took the test, tested really, really well. I think, probably like upper, I don't know what percent here, but just, most jobs were available to me.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't tell my parents until probably maybe 2 months before I was going to leave, before I was going to ship out. And, I just remember like, even then I thought, am I going to drop out? Am I going to just get cold feet again? And right. I was fully ready to do this. I was ready for a change of scenery. You grow up where you grow up, you're from where you're from, and you might love it, but yeah, we all need a change of scenery. We need to change of pace, change of scenery, change of whatever. And it was definitely that time for me. So,
and was that kind of like the driving? Because it's so surprising to me, what commitment it takes and took, for you over the next few years now, that to hear that it, in your words, it was almost on a whim, is surprising to me. It sounds like it came at a time like you felt like you needed some direction and, something to follow through on, maybe if you had, the bad taste in your mouth left over from college. I guess so upon reflecting on that, like later, now that you're, just turned 31, was it indeed a whim? Like, was it, because I guess I can only empathize based on my experience with my younger brother, who is a retired Marine now, and he felt some things. An important coming of age experience for him was 9/11, and everything that made him feel during these formative years. In reflecting, on your service from where you're at now. And a whim is not the wrong answer. Is not a bad answer. Was that indeed what it was? Did it run any deeper or differently than that? Like upon reflecting from where you're at now?
My grandfather was in the Army, and cool. That didn't really. I won't take the easy way out and say that played a factor. No, it was definitely on a whim.
Sure, yeah,
definitely just. Yeah, it was just another option, another way out. I knew that. And I say this with respect. I love all the services. I love everything that everyone does. I know Kep's probably going to bust my chops in the chat about it, but
he has to.
In my brain, at the time, I said, you know what? The Air Force is probably going to give me one of, if not the best chances to travel, and probably the least chance to get shot in the ass. And that ended up being the case. I know Kev's gonna bust my chops in the chat. It's they call it the Chair Force. Every branch has their mottos, their slogans, their sayings.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really good at pass. No, it's but I was okay with it either way. Whatever would have happened. I was just ready to get out and see a little bit more of the world, and I got to do that thankfully, and it all worked out.
So with the high test results that you came in and you reference that you had access to a bunch of different jobs. What did you wind up doing in the Air Force? Like, how did you wind up spending your time?
So the original job that I was locked into was actually a loadmaster. And for those that don't know what a loadmaster is, you pretty much just travel around the world with cargo. You load up, you unload, and you just travel with cargo all over the world. A couple days at a time, maybe a day at a time. You're just all over the place. Sometimes, it's if you like to travel, if you're very just keep going. Awesome. If you're somebody that likes to be in the same place for a little bit, maybe not your forte, but so I was going to be a loadmaster, and It requires certain qualifications. Again, you have to pass certain tests. This is before I had eye surgery, which I got while I was in the Air Force.
Okay.
But it doesn't explain why I still can't make a good read of Madden. But um, no, so I went out one night with a bunch of friends, and I was the DD. I wasn't even drinking. I was the DD. I was rolling around in my old '96 Camaro,
Nice.
ripped my old car, and I wore glasses back then. And I never liked to actually wear them in public. I was like super insecure about them. So we all went into a bar one night, and I sat down. This is the night before I had to go back to MEPS, which is like the whole center for testing and everything like that, and take the depth perception test for your eyes and your ears. And so I sit my glasses down on my seat, or in the passenger seat, I'm sorry, and this is my fault, but come back out. I try to get into the car first, and one of my drunk friends gets in the car, sits, you hear a crack, glasses are done, they're kaput.
Bad.
No putting them back together, and then in my little pea brain, I'm thinking, I could probably still pass this test. I don't really need these glasses. What's the worst that's gonna happen? The worst did happen the next morning, and absolutely bombed the depth perception test, and automatically disqualified myself from Loadmaster.
From Loadmaster.
That happened, and then back to the drawing board. Pick another career field, and I ended up being a photojournalist. I know it doesn't sound like the most catchy job, but it was a really fun job. I got to do a lot of cool things. You work in a public affairs office. You're right. You do kind of get stuck writing a lot of propaganda-y military articles, but all the photo jobs I got to do were just awesome. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Got to shoot, multiple times out of helicopters and Blackhawks and other things. And I was stationed in California, so we had a lot of wildfires out there. So we had to deal with a lot of crazy shit over there. A lot of the time.
So you experienced a lot during this career, even not as a Loadmaster. It didn't matter.
Yeah, no. Either way, it wouldn't have mattered. I met Herschel Walker. I got to spend an entire day with Herschel Walker, one of the most awesome people I've ever actually got to meet. Dude's just absolutely jacked and does nothing but just body workouts, like no weights required. Like dude's just jacked. 65 now.
Love that.
But no, it was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. Like I said, never deployed. And it's funny because in my career field that, they call it combat camera. And so basically, all those crazy, National Geographic or just crazy photos that you see all over the world taken sometimes and, maybe battle areas and things like that, war-torn areas. That's taken by people, with my job. And pretty much they tell you, they give you a camera and they give you a gun and they literally want you to, on your own discretion, figure out when you should be taking a picture and when you should be covering your own ass. And I'm thinking, if I'm out here, my camera is in my pocket at all times. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready. It's Call of Duty 4 out here. I'm ready to go. So
bags.
It's definitely it's an interesting career field. I was never, and I don't judge people that are this way, but a lot of people in the military are very gung ho about going downrange, about going into. It's not just going to Europe and relaxing and traveling and vacationing. No, there are people that legitimately want to go out into the Middle East and want to be a part of that, and it's that's fine. They get good hazard pay, they get good whatever else you're gonna get out of it. But yeah, it was just never like a thing that I was super like pick me, ready to go for. I was fine. Self-preservation
is important.
Yeah. So but no, it's it worked out. I got to spend pretty much my entire career for the most part, 3.5 years out of the 4 in California. Definitely can't complain about it. Long term, would love to go back out to California. That's something me and the girlfriend have talked about extensively.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's definitely it was good. It was good for me. I was very happy to get out. If my dad, like I said, so my dad had the stroke the final year I was in the military, 2017.
Yep.
That played a big part in coming back home as well. Because for me, I was going to get out and stay out in California.
Okay.
But you only get one family, as much as they might drive you crazy sometimes. So, once he had the stroke and I was just kind of getting, all the intel from my mom about, how day-to-day life was going, kind of just had to go back. And I don't say that with regret. I'm perfectly fine with that. Being here now, wherever I move right now, it's going to be probably right across the bridge in Jersey, Delaware, somewhere close by for a little while, just to, kind of hang in there for a little bit longer with my dad. He turned 70, 72 next month. So, just kind of want to be here.
Yeah, be close by. Yeah, man.
The rest of the world isn't going anywhere. So,
yeah, I respect that. I respect that greatly. Was it then a 3-year enlistment that you, 4-year enlistment that you served? 4?
Yeah, 4. So, yeah, you have the option for 4 or 6. I knew that I wasn't going to want to do 6. So many people are like, just do 6. I'm like, I'll do 4. I'll leave my options open. If I want to do it, if I want to extend, I'll extend. But
right. I feel like everything works in those like 4-year increments, like in like other areas of life anyway. So you're kind of like used to that. So from you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from the career as a photojournalist, do you recall, like, do you remember any, like, of your pictures that were noteworthy to you or, had a story behind them or that, you kind of, like, kept close to your heart or close to your mind or anything that you, like, produced or, a moment where you're taking a shot that it's like, okay, I'm offering a little bit of something here. Does anything stick out to you as far as, like, work that you've produced?
There's a lot of things that kind of pull at the heartstrings. There's a lot of things that are unfortunate photo jobs you get called on. So I definitely experienced both, and to kind of explain both of those, we got to do things that were really awesome, like Special Olympics going on in California. A lot of I got to shoot at a 49ers game. Actually, got to travel out to San Fran. Actually, be on the field, just being out there shooting the entire game. Be out there for the national anthem, and it means so much more too when you put on the uniform. I mean, like I can admittedly say, when I went to any sporting event, not to say that I wouldn't stand at attention and take my hat off, hand over the chest, etc., etc. But it definitely, when you're in and even when you're done, it definitely has like a bigger meaning. But a lot of very like sentimental photo shoots. Got to be a part of a lot of things. There were things that people don't know. You are basically like CSI style photography when you are a photojournalist, when you work at a public affairs office. So that also includes things that are not as bright and full of rainbows, unfortunately. So we do a lot of, like I said, we do a lot of CSI style photography. So unfortunately, things happen sometimes on the base. There are domestic disputes. Things, unfortunately there were children that have been abused before. I've had to go take photos of, bumps and bruises and things that nobody wants to see, things that'll make your blood boil, things that will make you generally angry. I've had to take photos of dead bodies, deceased people. It's not, it comes with a lot of variety, the job. It's, some things that are cool, some things that might keep you awake at night. Some things I'm very open, and we both, like I said, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but to piggyback on that, like mental health is everything. Mental health is, this job. That job made me have to go take up a couple sessions. There were things that I just couldn't unsee, things that kept me awake at night, things that I had to talk to a therapist about. I don't mind. I have no shame in saying that.
Good.
My mental wasn't good at times, and I had to go get that taken care of. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, self-preservation, take care of yourself first. Yep. You can't function properly. You can't help anybody else out. You can't do anything if you're not okay yourself. So, I had to. The job definitely has its moments. It has its great moments. It has its downtrodden moments. But for the most part, no, I enjoyed my time, and definitely kind of helped shape me much better as a person until I started playing Madden, and then I lost all sense of military bearing.
Yeah, right. I suppose before we get to the Madden stuff, how do you think, so it seems like you kind of were forced into a situation where you had to take ownership, accountability, and manage your own mental health, and to take control there. Do you feel like your mental health today is well managed? Is it something that I'm day to day and week to week with my own brand of stuff, but do you feel like you're relatively successful in managing your own mental health?
I will be honest with you. I would say no sometimes. Okay. Because and we all as content creators realize that it's not like Kev said in the chat, I've been way too hard on myself after a rage game, but sometimes things from life carry over into streaming. Sometimes you carry some things with you into streaming, and it takes a couple things to knock you off your pedestal that day.
For sure.
But no, I think I have been hard on myself. I think I haven't taking care of myself enough. I definitely do. I definitely kind of pull myself back out of it when it's time to, but I definitely, as a content creator, it's tough. It's tough. You you spend a lot of time staring at a screen, expending all your social energy, editing, doing all this stuff. It's a lot. It's really a lot.
And
I've
just
tried
the
to,
inherent like comparison between what you're doing and what the next guy's doing and how many follows and likes or views or whether I'm getting traffic and who else is getting traffic. And I don't, and not to claim that you're a guy to overthink about these types of things, but I can sympathize in the way that content creation can be. It's taxing if nothing else. You know what I mean? Like we log off a stream. When I finish up stream, Emily, my girlfriend, is so great about it, but it's like I need some time to just, I'm not mad, I'm not sad, I'm not upset. I just need to not do anything, like just like sit still or scroll a feed or like just waste 30 minutes to kind of recover and come down a little bit. But yeah, man, I think the nature of the field, I guess you could call it, can certainly lend itself to bouts of poor mental health, I guess you might say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like you said, like there have been times as soon as I hit that host or that raid button, I kick the feet back on the desk and I just sit here for a minute and I just stare at things. I need to just unwind, because it's so hard to talk to tens of dozens of potentially hundreds of people,
Sure.
and then get off stream and then go talk to your mom and dad, talk to the girlfriend, you just need that second to unwind, and like
there's only so many words I could possibly say at any given point. You know what I mean? Like now everything I say that for the rest of the day, I feel like I'm being repetitive because I've been talking for 4 hours straight, monologuing, talking at a screen with all these lights. It's fucking hot in here. The cat won't leave me alone. You know what I mean? It's just fucking ridiculous. So now when did the creation adventure start? So now we're up to about 2017. You're no longer active duty. You're kind of like doubling down on the homestead. I think you're I would have made all the same decisions. I think want to make sure you're close by and available there, which I think is dope. What is are you still involved in the Air Force as far as what I know? You're not active duty anymore, but like, did you continue to work in the field? Are you doing other things? What happened now after you're out in 2017?
So after I got out, I went back to.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second, Bobby. Hold on 1 second, brother. I fucking Discord lost. I think Stream still has it, but I don't have your audio. Okay. Let me just do a quick little repair job here. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, no, I got like a little.
Apologies. Hold on 1 second. Bobby, can you hear me?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, let me give the stream back your audio, and then I'm gonna give you back the mic. Sorry, guys. That's happened one time every day. Streamlive just likes to keep you on your toes, man. Just make sure you're paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So fucking trash. Okay, brother. All right, mic is hot. All good. Sorry to interrupt there, partner. Go on, please.
No, you're good. So no, when I got done with the military, I actually cross country back from California all the way to Philly. If anybody ever gets a chance to cross country, do it. It's awesome.
Are you saying you drove?
I drove cross country back from California.
Did you make it like a thing?
I did. I made it a thing. I based it on, I went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I based it off of that. I went there. Cool. Awesome. If you ever get a chance to go to a Hot Air Balloon Festival, go. It's friggin' phenomenal.
So cool.
I think I spent an entire day driving through Texas. I don't think I stopped for anything in Texas. I literally just drove by like pinwheels for like 12 hours straight. And just tumbleweeds. I did that. I went to I know some other friends in the military down south, so I kind of just went the southern route of it all.
Okay, you swung down low then and looped it back up, I guess. Or what, along the East Coast, or did you kind of start coming north like before then?
No, pretty much south for the most part. I worked my way up through the Carolinas, and then just kind of I stopped in North Carolina. I stopped in West Virginia. Stopped at a couple places, but went to Louisiana. One of my best friends from the military was stationed over there. Went to Bourbon Street. Spent a couple. Was it 1 or 2 nights? I want to say it was just 1 night in Bourbon Street. No, it was 2. I lied. It was 2. Bourbon Street. Good place. Go once. Go party. Have fun.
Overrated. Otherwise though.
Probably never go back there. It's an absolute shithole over there.
Okay, fair.
If you're down to go party, go crazy.
Okay.
I here in Philly, I don't know if anybody is familiar with Fat Tuesdays. It's a bar. They serve like the giant like slushy octanes.
Yeah.
We have one of those here in Philly, and it's actually a really good one here in Philly. And I was so excited to go to Fat Tuesdays in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. and it was just an absolute shithole. I mean, like
this is not what I thought this was gonna be.
no, it literally looked like it was just inhabiting like homeless people in there. Like it was just
Oof.
filthy, like just downright from the ceiling to the floor, just dirty in there.
Bad.
But it's a good scene. You know, you have the French Quarter a couple blocks away from Bourbon Street. It's a good area. I definitely would recommend everybody go there once. Maybe go for Mardi Gras, have fun, get wild.
Just like one of those experiences you got to like kind of like check off the list maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. How long did the whole so it sounds like you made some stops and partied along the way. How long did like from leaving your door in California to arriving where you were going in Philly? How long of a timeline was this cross country trip?
So it only took me like 2 weeks. My girlfriend was actually going to fly out to California and make the trip with me. Unfortunately, she got really sick at the time. She has her own kind of like health issues that she has. And so she couldn't make it out. So you, regardless, I've always been somebody that's like, I don't need anybody to go with. Like, if I want to do something, I want to experience something, I can still go do it. Whatever. I jump in a car and go drive. Right. But it does get a little boring after a while, just doing everything by yourself. So I ended up just kind of whizzing through a good portion of the trip. But no, I still got to experience a lot of things. Got to crash with a couple military buddies. Like I said, that's the one thing about being in the military is that you know people from all over. Right. So yeah, I got to crash in a bunch of places and it was a really good trip. I definitely would love to take another one, maybe go a little bit more like the northern route. Have never been to Colorado. Want to go to Colorado really, really badly.
Here it's beautiful. My girlfriend says it was like her favorite place she's ever been. I have never been still, but I want to go also.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Colorado. Maybe Colorado Springs. Yeah, absolutely.
Get a little Madden outing out there. Get a couple of the boys to converge on the Colorado mountains out there. Come on, man.
Hey, listen, we talked about the Vegas trip earlier. I already talked to Nick. Like, we want to definitely make this an annual trip. Like I said, man, with everything that happened with COVID and just pushing people's lives kind of back and making plans difficult to make, it was definitely very, very fun to do. And hopefully we're going to have live events back for Madden 22, whether it be DreamHack, even if I'm not competing, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to hang out with my friends and just hang out, man. Like, it was so good to see everybody and just, unwind a little bit and just go back to normal living for a little bit, man. Like, we've just been,
holy cow,
it's just been a mess for the last year plus. I know you can attest to it. People in the chat can attest to it. It's just
brother.
It's been a struggle, but
I mean, and this is one of the stops that we've made on most of these interviews, just because like we've all lived through like what will wind up being a chapter or two in history books, within a couple of years, like the COVID experience, and I don't know, it ending, hopefully, maybe not. I'm sure it'll be an ongoing narrative, but as far as like the circumstances of your life specifically at the time, did COVID serve to change and overthrow everything? Was it because I've also heard, maybe surprisingly, I've also heard from some guys that it didn't, thank goodness for them, it's great, it didn't actually affect what they had going on all too much. For me, it turned everything upside down and right side up and then back upside. It was all bad. What did the COVID experience look and feel like in your life?
So COVID is the reason that I am currently talking to you in this space that I'm talking to you in right now.
Okay.
When I came home, the plan was, I saved up money when I was in the military. I kept working. I just wanted to keep saving up money. I stayed with my folks for probably another year or two. I wanted to be near them, be there for them. It's tough to go from being on your own, living on your own, to back into just your parents driving you crazy again. And I love them to death. They're my family. But of course, family drives you crazy, of course. We
Especially
all know that
the walk that you had walked up till then. Like, literally traveling the world, traveling the country, doing and seeing, all these things. I can imagine it would, feel a little bit cooped up. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm my mom's only child. So my mom is just very, very, what's the word? Just
very mom.
Nurturing's not it. Yeah, very mom.
Very mom. Everyone knows exactly. If you were to just say, my mom is a mom AF, everyone in the chat would be like, yep, mine too. Yeah, my mom mom's hard as fuck. So it sounds like that's kind of what she's got going on, this wonderful lady.
But yeah, so no, the plan was to, keep saving up money, just keep kind of doing my thing, and then start looking into a place. One thing that I didn't take advantage of, which I'm, hindsight's always 20/20, but being in the military, you get, the VA home loan where you pretty much get to go damn near zero down on a house, whatever you want to do. And I wish I would have done that and just got like a rental property and just rented out to, you know, just whoever, and just had that in my back pocket, you know, keep paying it off and just keep renting it out. In the meantime, didn't do that. Still have it right now, which I'm going to try to use now to get whatever house I'm trying to get. But yeah, once COVID started, it was bad. You know, my folks just needed a lot, and just there was just no space to get anything done. And just, yeah, it was just very frustrating. I had actually just started doing the content creating thing, and I'm not ashamed to admit, you know, I was literally streaming in my parents' house. Not that I couldn't be anywhere else. Not that I couldn't afford anything. I wasn't in the basement. I was upstairs.
Right. I'm yelling downstairs for meatloaf, not upstairs for meatloaf.
Yeah. Mom, the meatloaf. No, but so yeah, no, things got like, you know, they became, you know, much more needy to just a frustrating degree. There was no privacy, and it was just all trying to build up. You know, the thing with COVID is that there's no middle ground when it came to COVID. It either brought you closer together, or you were sick of seeing each other every day. And
these couples that got shacked up together either are married now or are fucking blocked on every media of all time and got a case against each other, and there's restraining orders involved. Yeah, I agree. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on in the middle. So it was a challenging time, it sounds like.
So it was a challenging time, and so I really wanted to get a house, and I started house hunting, but like I just had no patience. Like my family was just driving me crazy, and I just needed space. And so I ended up getting this place. I ended up renting this place, and I'm not a big fan of renting. I think it's literally just burning money, but for the sake of my sanity, I had to get out. And I'm still, like I said, if my folks call me, they text me right now, if I got to drop everything, even this, you know, this podcast right now, I'm out the door.
For sure. I'd boot you from the call. I'd go ahead and disconnect you. I'd hang up on you.
Yeah. But no, I have my own space now to just decompress, just get everything else done. And I definitely needed that. So COVID definitely did that for me. And then I don't want to skip into your next question, but yeah, it definitely kind of kickstarted the grind for the content creation and everything.
Yeah, dude, no, this is your show, man. All these every tangent that pops up in your mind, man, go ahead and walk down that path. This is the flow. This is a beautiful thing, bro. You're doing a great job. So now, the COVID experience tight and cramped, but now you renting maybe not exactly how you wanted it to go. Fair enough. I mean, I feel the exact same way. I hope that this will be the last place that I have to rent, but because that's what it is. I mean, you're just throwing away money. It's like, it's even worse than leasing a car, because you could still buy out the lease of a car on the back end after renting the car. So in any case, I'm certainly of the same mind, but it must have felt better to get into your own space and feel like you can take a little bit of a breath. So how did that affect now the content side of it? Because you mentioned that you were streaming, not downstairs, upstairs, at your parents' house, and now you're in your new space. Were you able to, kind of like refocus and lock in? Did that not happen right away? What did the new space mean for you and what you were doing day to day?
So I started streaming actually in, let's see, we're almost in 2022 now. So I started streaming so Madden 20 came out in technically 19, right?
Yeah.
End of 2019. Yeah. So I started streaming in like October, maybe November of 2019 when Madden 20 came out, but I actually started streaming on Facebook Gaming. Some people may be from there. I started streaming on Facebook Gaming. My thought process at the time was, everybody probably still has Facebook. It's a little bit more fresh in people's minds. Maybe Twitch and YouTube are just like oversaturated right now.
Right.
And so I tried that out. It wasn't for me. I think, Facebook Gaming works for some people. I think they've made more strides toward fixing things that at the time didn't work for me then.
Was that Mixer? Was that Mixer at the time? Wasn't there like a Mixer? Like, wasn't Mixer and Facebook Gaming like were they like the same entity, or you were just streaming on Facebook Gaming though?
Mixer was separate at the time, and then I think they merged with. Did they merge with Facebook? Because I thought
it was Facebook. I might be wrong about that.
they signed Ninja, and then everything just went down the drain. Ninja just,
Yeah.
I mean, Ninja got the bag from then, and then just
Holy
took
shit,
off.
bro. What a hustle. He said, yes, I'll take all those millions. And they were like, okay, so this shit's really not going to work. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. But like, do you want to like stay on board on Facebook? And he was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take my money and get the fuck out of here. No, I don't want to stay on Facebook. Interesting though. I had no idea. Was it like a better decent interface? Were you pulling bodies? Was anyone showing up to the streams? What was that like?
No, it was going good. Pulling pretty good viewership. Because I was still, probably one of, and again, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I felt like probably
players.
one of, if not the best Madden players on Facebook.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, Facebook had some issues. It's kind of like, I don't know if YouTube has this issue, but like if you get copyrighted, there's no like DMCA after the fact. Like they will take your stream down midstream, and so. You literally I couldn't play the Madden 20 menu music. Like literally, if I played the menu music, they would take my stream down, which made literally no sense at all.
Oh, so dumb, bro.
It was bad. It was really bad. But yeah, no, so that's when I kind of first made the rise. I started making really crappy quality YouTube videos.
Hell yeah.
I had the green screen back then. Now I just kind of do everything in the little window. The green screen, I still like the green screen. I think there are times where I might actually take it out this year. But I got to make sure everything, obviously, and I got to chroma key it and make sure everything looks good. You know that already. But
Right. Go, come on, baby. You see it. You see the outline. Some days it's like a little fuzzy.
Clear. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, today we got the settings pretty good. I'm of this. I go back and forth on it a little bit. Like I think the green screen gives you like. It like cleans up maybe like the primary like live video game scene maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But like as a viewer, I also think it's dope to have like the really cool background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
You look like you're there. Just attach a parachute to you. You look like you're just hanging out there right now.
You know what I'm saying? I've had people dead ass ask me. I think they're dead ass. I'm not positive. I got one of the other scenes is a picture of the Oregon football coach's office. It's like overlooking the practice fields and it looks really dope. And on numerous occasions I've been on that scene. I'm sure a young gun comes in. He's been like, "Dude, your office is so nice." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Yeah, enjoy this. Reporting live."
I was gonna ask what pump you were using. I see a gas station in the background.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, I'm out here, Bobby. So make the switch over to Twitch. What was like for you? What were the first inklings that you might be able to make a run at partnership for your channel? Obviously, you're good at the game, so you're going to be successful on that, and people are going to show up really just to watch somebody who's good at the game. Also, so happen to be a nice guy, personable, engaging, entertaining. So those are all, of course, super important bonuses. When did you start getting a feel like this could actually maybe be a thing? Like what were the first couple signs that you were picking up?
So for me, it was actually very momentum based, and I'm gonna actually grab this really quickly and hopefully not break it off the wall.
Hell yeah!
But so while I was still streaming on Facebook, I actually made the run throughout Eagles Club. So obviously you have like the qualifying ladder. Final 2 from each console make it, and then that final 4 makes it to the live event. So made a run. Beat Eagles Club has been just a nightmare for the last 2 years. I mean, like just the Eagles Club is probably one of the toughest ones out there.
Because I mean, even Henry's in there, right? And you haven't even mentioned Henry.
Not only some of the lower level talent, like you got players like Salty as well. Salty's out there.
Yeah.
And then you have your top guys like Dubby, Henry. A lot of it's a very tough. Very tough. So I actually played Dubby in the win and get in the finals, and I think it was losers bracket finals, because Henry swept through the entire or not Henry, my other buddy on Xbox swept through the entire winners bracket, but it was me and Dubby for the play-in in the losers bracket, and I won that and got to go to the Eagles Club Championship, and that's where I first met Nick. Actually, him and Rico were doing the commentating. And, my girlfriend actually got me this little there you go. You can see right there a little picture of me. Right there with the competing right there with the
bro. That's an all-time shot, bro. Yeah, that definitely makes the frame for me.
Yeah. So no, shout out to the girlfriend,
tight.
man. She's goated. She's goated for that.
Hell
but yeah, no. So burst onto the scene. Lost a heartbreaker to Henry. It was like 34-31, last second field goal. Just couldn't get a stop late in the game. And that was kind of like my, I guess, arrival. And then shortly thereafter, I was still dealing with like Facebook problems. I'm like, all right, you know what? I got a little cocky. I was like, you know what? Like, fuck this. I'm above this now. Let's get out of here. Let's make the switch to Twitch now. We're fresh off the the Final Four appearance.
Hell
and,
yeah.
Things just kind of things just kind of went just up from there, and just the grind kind of continued. And so, furthering, talking about that. So I was working for American Airlines for about 2 years after, I got home, relaxed for a little bit, got situated, started working for American Airlines. COVID happened, got laid off. COVID, obviously people weren't traveling, so they didn't need a lot of people, got laid off. And so I decided, like, I have a lot of money saved up. I've invested time and money into the equipment and everything.
Yeah.
Let's do this for a little bit, right? I got nothing to lose but a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of money. And so I put my nose down and just started grinding. And it's just, it's been working out really well. I had been working another job at that point. I was trying to multitask, but even then, like, with just so much other stuff occupying my time, my social life, girlfriend, family, it was hard to do both. So I ended up, I worked another job for maybe a month, and then I just put in my 2 weeks. I was like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just
do it for real.
Doing this for right now. And things have been working out. I definitely kind of hit that mental wall this year. I can admit that. I'm definitely feel refreshed, recharged, and it's a lot easier as a content creator when you have things laid out and mapped out. When you're just trying to wing it like I do sometimes, it's not the best idea. So I've definitely kind of come up with a better system for Madden 22 that I'm really excited about. Really, like I said, I'm still, that you're in full swing when you're just ready to go. We're just thinking about things nonstop. You're thinking about what I could do to upgrade the stream, the videos, and just everything. Everything's just like, my brain's going a mile a minute. But yeah, no, everything worked out. We hit partner not too long ago. The grind for partner was real.
Hell yeah.
Didn't think it was possible, but we made it. And it's been phenomenal, man. Like I said, and I say this with like the utmost confidence, but as much as some people enjoy watching me, and I appreciate that, I'm nothing without the viewers. I am nothing without the people that are in the chat, engaging, talking, gifting, subbing themselves every single day. And I know they'll say otherwise, or they'll flip it back to me, but without them, I'm nothing. And I make sure that I make it a point anytime that I say that we accomplish something, that we succeed in something. It's we. It's not me. It's not I. It's them. It's us. It's we. It's always about them. Because without them, I'm not here right now. I'm not talking to you right now. I don't have a purple check mark next to my name right now. So it's all them.
It truly does. Yeah, man, it truly takes a village, and that's not. It's refreshing to hear that you're so well aware of that, because I'm of the same mind, man. Everything that the channel has been able to accomplish is made possible specifically and only because of the people that we have around us. So I certainly agree. I thought it was a good question that I was asked on a podcast that I did the other day. You gave me good advice, like really good advice, Bobby. And one of my things is sometimes I just be doing stuff anyway. So it was a good question that I got from your boy Cali Swag's podcast. But I'm gonna recycle the question because it was a good question. Since achieving partnership for the channel, are you thinking or feeling any differently about the moves that you're making? That is to say, did the partnership change anything for your daily goings on? Is it still kind of the same show? Like my answer was that I could kind of look away from the viewership and refocus on who was indeed there in my channel rather than worried about who wasn't, and always keeping the side eye, because it's kind of, is it a shame that you got to maintain the 75 metric? I don't know if I could call it a shame. It's a double-edged sword, because that's viewership is just an objective, empirical measure, one of the measures of success of a channel, right? And we could. I'm not saying that either of our streams are any better than somebody who's averaging 10 to 15. I've seen streamers, with 20 bodies in the chat, and I'm sitting there like, yo, if they ever catch on, I'm fucked. I'm gonna need to actually move my stream time. I'm not gonna be able to do this in the morning. Like they're just like objectively speaking better than me. But so for you, did achieving partnership for the channel change anything for the better or for the worse?
I don't think it did, and I will say though that it definitely can be easy to kind of get lost in that fact. It's definitely, you get that check mark, and you feel like you might feel like that you're owed something. You might feel like that, because you have that check mark, people are automatically going to tune in. They're not. Right. You still have to keep grinding. You still have to keep doing your own thing. The content has to keep coming. You have to be consistent. Streaming, uploading, YouTube, whatever it is that you're doing, you still have to be consistent. But obviously the biggest like sigh of relief is that you don't have to worry about, like you said, averaging 75 or more viewers anymore.
Totally.
I don't think that takes away from the grind and the determination to keep doing all that. So I don't think it changed much for me. No, I don't think it really changed much for me. I think if anything changed, it was just kind of hitting a wall toward the end of Madden 21. Because I think I'm one of the few people out there that has consistently tried to compete and do content. Like, it's very difficult to do both. It's a grind. I mean, it's trying to keep up with the metas of the game while making content, maybe ripping a pack or two, doing gameplays, uploading TikToks, doing it's just, sometimes by the time I'm done editing and uploading, I don't even want to touch the stream or touch the controller. So
right, for sure. Yeah, I'm just done with this.
it's an absolute grind. But no, it definitely hasn't. I don't think it's changed anything for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. Just like from the outside looking in, it seems like, you know, you're doing all the same things that you were doing so well beforehand, continuing to do them well. Kind of on the same you know, type of note. A lot of the folks that spend time in our channels are streamers themselves of very, you know, big streamers, small streamers, whatever the case may be. And I think part of the community is always interested in hearing from a hyper successful guy like you as to some of the things that you've learned are the most important parts of creating a successful channel. Now, obviously, you know, you being as good at the game as you are, I think that's like, you know, maybe like an added boost that if you just don't got like the stick skills for it, like you just don't. But outside of that, so with the understanding that obviously being good at the game, I think is also very helpful. Outside of that, what are a couple things that you've learned throughout the streaming journey that are important to building the success of a stream or building a culture or building a community around you? Because you've been doing this for a little while now, and you know you continue to get better at it. But I'm curious if you could share with us, you know, any things that you've picked up that are of notable you know, value to somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate that. So for me, I get this question a lot in my streams. I'm always, you know, if you stop in my stream and if you ever want advice or just streaming advice, how to get started, how to maybe keep it going, like I love answering this question. I think, you know, I love to see more and more people branching out and doing the streaming, doing the content creation.
Me too.
I just don't limit yourself is like my number one thing. There's definitely other ones that I'll touch on, but don't limit yourself when it comes to like just like the absolute plethora of social medias that we have like at our disposal, at our our arm's length. Use every one of them. And like obviously me and you, we're a little bit older, and I know a lot of people in our age range and older or even a little bit younger just don't like TikTok. Right. But I mean, TikTok has just been an absolute godsend for content for people, as another gateway for people to find your Twitch, your YouTube. I mean, the ESPN clip doesn't happen without TikTok for me.
Nuts. Nuts. Okay, I'm gonna ask about that next. But yes, so yeah, go on, please.
Use everything at your disposal. I don't even care if you have to use goddamn LinkedIn, like you Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. It's just anything that you have within arm's length, use it. Like, it's all there for a reason. Sure. Like I said, and TikTok right now is just a boon for views and just ways to just kind of get people to look at your other stuff. Linktree as well. Like, I have a Linktree in like my Twitter bio. It's pretty much everything. It just has all of my stuff just in one.
Yeah, I've seen those. I might have to drum one of those up for myself. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, just do that. Maybe, I know you're gonna tell me at the end where can everybody find you. I'll probably just tell you to pull that up.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no. So, use everything that you guys have at your disposal. Like, absolutely. And then number two, if you're just now starting off, get a cheap webcam. Get something like, I think I have the Logitech right here, the C922. It costs maybe $50-$60, I think. Like,
yeah, not bad.
People. Unless you're like, I don't know, unless you're like G Maya, like somebody that, and God bless him, like somebody that can just maintain his viewership without people ever knowing what he looks like or showing his face, chances are you're probably not going to be able to do that. Like, people want to see, at least I want to see somebody's face. I want to see interactions. I want to see things when people are streaming. So get a webcam, Get a cheap one, do that to start off, and just be consistent. Be consistent with your streams. I wouldn't, just be consistent in the beginning. Don't try to, give away hundreds of dollars and things that you really don't have like the monetary just value for. Like,
right.
Just be consistent. And I'm trying to think what else. I'm like drawing a blank here, but No, just be consistent, man. Just get a webcam, get a cheap one.
And like you're saying, there's just so many different avenues that to tap into. Like, you know, I'm sitting here yesterday, so it's like, you know, I threw up a clip on Twitter, and I was like, well, I might as well just stream ladder this thing and throw something up on TikTok too. Threw it up on TikTok. I'm trying to repurpose, you know, of course, these really dope ass people that I've been lucky enough to have on the show. Looking at you, Bobby V, repurposing these videos and, you know, throwing them up on the YouTube and kind of just like using it more just like a database for VODs right this second. You know, I'm getting like a couple dozen views on it, but you know, just to put feel, and everything doesn't need to be massively successful every single time. Not every single TikTok needs to be a 50K view banger, you know what I mean? But to your point, consistency feels huge to me, really even in like time of day also, like, you know, when people can expect to see you. I think being predictable in that way is also pretty important. So,
yeah, like if you're uploading, I was gonna say, if you're uploading to like YouTube, like, yeah, like don't like upload at midnight. Like nobody's gonna watch your YouTube video at midnight. But like even that, like there's gonna be down days. Like you just push through it. You got to be consistent. Like you might upload back-to-back YouTube videos. They might be 9 or 10 out of 10s. It's frustrating to put in that work and then see that. But like, there are better days ahead. If Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is your channel. You just got to put in the work, and I promise you it'll pay off. And kind of like what Jedi said, actually, I'm kind of reading the chat here just to piggyback off of what Jedi said.
Yeah.
Networking definitely goes into it. Networking, not just networking, but being able, I don't want to say outright copying people, but pick people's brains, watch other people's streams, see if there's anything, you know, whether it be animations, whether it be sound effects, whether it be transitions, just pick people's brains, figure things out. And I will tell you that there are people in this community that, as busy as they are, will make time for you. And I feel like I can't finish this interview or say any more before I have to like kind of talk about like what kind of got me into this. And like I started watching people, you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers, but like some of the main ones that I kind of started watching at first, in no particular order, I was watching Xerxes, I was watching CC, I was watching Gutfox. When it came to Twitch streams, I was watching W. There's not many better than him in terms of just sheer entertainment and production value. And these people will answer you. Xerxes has the wisdom of somebody twice my age.
It's kind of wild, yeah.
The kid's 21 or 22, and like anytime I have a question for Xerxes, he will get back to me within 10-15 minutes. Like as busy as he is, as much as he's doing right now, it's just insane. There are people in this community that will help you out, that will answer your questions, that will, you know, you can network through, pick their brain, learn some stuff. I promise you it'll help you out in the long run if you are serious about it.
Hell yeah, right, bro. Yeah, man. They say, you know, and like you said, not that you need to, you know, copy, but, you know, of course they say that imitation is the highest form of flattery. And I don't think there's any shame in, you know, making it yours, of course, but seeing what works. You know what I mean? Like seeing what's effective, seeing what people enjoy, and, you know, the brands of entertainment that folks are seeking out. So I'm certainly of the same mind. And kind of along that same note, like, what is the immediate future of the channel looking and feeling like for you now, Bobby? Like, of course, with Madden 22 on the horizon, like, you know, that's the low-hanging fruit, of course. Like, I'm sure you're going to lock in, and, you know, maybe you can also tell us what you're thinking about competing this coming year. But over the next, you know, coming weeks and months as we finish up the summer here, what's the plan? What's the plan for Bobby V's content? Are we tapping it? Are we going comp again? Are we going to see Bobby V doing other things in podcasts or any other aspects of the channel? What's the trajectory looking like?
So I want to tiptoe around this one carefully because I don't want to. There are things that I don't know if I can say on here.
Okay.
I know that you have your, you know, I don't want to mess up with the potential of FENTALKS or anything else coming soon potentially. But no, so for me right now, the competitive side of things is very much up in the air right now. Because I may be taking we'll just say sponsorship of some kind. I'm waiting to hear word back. I've been in talks, trying to figure out what, you know, I can get back for my efforts, figure out what my monetary value is. Yeah. And some of you may or may not know, and I'm not going to say the official word on here, but there are sponsorships out there, unfortunately, that will prohibit you from competing in EA-sponsored events.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out if the bang is worth the buck for what I might be getting for what I consider to be my value.
Totally.
I would very much love to live in a world where I can have one of those sponsorships and compete at the same time. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world right now. It's tough because I am a competitor through and through. I was one game, for those that watch competitive Madden, the last chance qualifier, LCQ, we were one game away from the Madden Bowl. I ran through the bracket. I went 5-0. It was double elimination. I needed to win one game to win $5,000 guaranteed and make the Madden Bowl, and I lost back-to-back games. So
God damn it, that fucking hurts.
This close.
Oh man, brother.
So to be that close to the promised land, knowing that I can get there, but then, everything that I put together this year in competitive Madden, I was the 1 seed in Eagles Club, and I went 0-2. I just lost. I lost to Big Gene again, actually, in the first round. But
this motherfather, man. Big Gene, bro.
Big
Go
Gene
away, Big Gene.
nightmare.
Just go ahead and retire, man. Hang up the
Big Gene's
controller, please.
He's my nightmare. But no, so, everything that I put in this year and made $0 from competitive Madden, obviously, thankfully, Twitch and ebook sales and other sponsorships help out. But to put in that much time and work and grind and figure out the metas and my playbook and been running jets for the last 2 years that people are finally starting to catch on to jets now.
And your pockets don't make a difference for it.
It's tough to put in that much work and not reap any monetary benefits from that. So I don't know yet.
Totally fair.
I think my best answer right now is that I might compete through clubs again this year since clubs pays out the most anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then see where I can go from there. But it's tough. It's definitely tough. The short answer is I don't know right now.
Totally fair. I think I think this specific conversation, and again, you don't need to like tip too much of your hand, but also we can talk about this because I've been maybe approached, I'm sure, with maybe it's like some similar type of stuff as you have, and it's like, okay, so like my considerations were, like you said, like in the world that there was an NCAA game, right? Do I want to remain an outside option, or at least be in the conversation to get involved with a project like that? Yes, but I'm looking at like, okay, what's the saying? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush type of deal. So it's like, how much good faith should you be expected to show? Should you want to show? Like, yeah, are the Madden Live hosts dope? Is it really cool to have, thousands of people on the channel? Hell yeah, right. Are they paying me anything to do that? No, they're not.
Unless you're Devin Bush, you need 400 of them things. I'm sorry, I had to take my shot.
Factual, bro. What the fuck, dude? We suck. We're trash. We're trash. Turns out I'm just a bored mother father. I didn't know that, Devin Bush. Thanks so much, man. 22 years old. I mean, tell me you forgot where you came from without telling me you completely fucking forgot where you came from. What a scrub. So in any case though, I'm thinking a lot of the same things. It's like, is maintaining the network potentially financially worthwhile? Because listen, man, I think you're probably of the same mind. You have to do shit for the right reasons, right? You have to treat people with respect and focus on providing a good show and good entertainment and good worthwhile content, right? But from what you've shared with me during our talk today, and I know I've also been open to kind of happen really on accident for me as well, that this is what I'm currently doing to keep the rent paid up. Like I think we could also kind of address the elephant in the room where it's like yeah, you could still do all the right things for all the right reasons and have the reality of your situation be, yes, but I also need to find ways to bring money in to keep this operation going. And it's this strange like paradox on the EA thing and your other potential sponsorships that would exclude you from the EA thing. They're not paying, but are the networks valuable? Maybe yes, but also maybe not. So it's like, I asked a couple questions and got some of the particulars, but it also depends on how well you perform within the structure of this given sponsorship. So I mean, I think about all the same things, and I think I don't think we're alone with it. I think for now I'm just gonna kind of like hold pattern. But dude, I mean, I don't think anybody could blame you or look at you sideways at all if you just had to to take the money that's offered to you. You know what I mean? Rather than like, you know, the potential for something else. And that's got to be frustrating, especially for a guy like you who is just right on the cusp. I'm not even the cusp. I mean, you are there. Like you're in a lot of ways setting a lot of the standards for competitive Madden. So it's like, you know, and I know being a competitive guy, the way you are, it's like you must just fucking be able to taste it. But same way you said, it's like we got to consider the financials here too, and we got to, you know, at least consider the guaranteed money.
That was one of the main things that kind of went into it for me, is that, you know, I know that my window, I could probably honestly compete with the best of them for probably a good while, but right now, realistically, if I was like 5 years younger, this probably wouldn't be as much of a question. But yeah, right now, you know, being financially stable is a little bit more important to me. It sucks because I love competing. I do. I feel like I'm, you know, I don't want to, you know, pat myself in the back too hard, but I do feel like I'm one of the more colorful, competitive.
This is your show, bro. This is your hour. That's the fucking point. I'll pat you on the back. If you don't do it yourself, I will. Okay? So yeah, let it rip. Yes, bro. Yeah, you could say that. You know, you got to give us the disclaimer. You're fucking great at the game. You got a lot of great stuff going on and a lot of heavy momentum. And I imagine that all of these things are, you know, going through your mind as you're weighing options and deciding what your move is going to be here.
But there are still options, even if I do take certain sponsorships, obviously. A lot of people in here know me from Bot Wars. Bot Wars was my one of my calling cards, and I could not be more thankful for W because of it. There are other still local tournaments. There are like players' lounges, things like that. You probably won't see me in a Friday Night Football if I take said sponsorships, but there are other things still out there. So it's not a complete dead issue if I do take sponsorships. But it like I said, there's a lot to think about, and I'm gonna weigh it heavily. It's tough because I go back. I have them all saved on my computer. I go back and watch some of the LCQ streams sometimes because, man, it was lively in that chat. I mean, I was feeding off the energy all day for that. I think it was, you know, I think it became real. Like, I knew that I could compete with certain players, but I think it was when it was like the third or fourth game in a row that I won. I played Kiv, and you know, I beat Kiv by multiple scores. Jeez. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is realistic now. Like, I might actually have a shot now. So LCQ was just phenomenal. It was magical. I would love to go back to it again. Even full knowing the outcome, I would love to just relive it, because just the energy that I was getting from the chat and just enjoying was just, it was just off the charts.
The ride was wild.
You can't replicate it. It's just, and even everybody's talking about bot. It got me partnered, actually. It's true, because the viewership was insane. I'm talking, there were probably 400 or 500 people watching me just go through LCQ, and then bot wars,
dominate and win.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's definitely tough. And again, man, shout out to W, shout out to Bot Wars. A lot of people, you know, that's for the 2-bang, the 4-bang. That's where the Bang Bobby came from. That's where
Bobby in the channel too.
Right here, man. And even when I get a shape up and a haircut, these bangs will not go away. They're still here. They're just here always. So
that's what I'm talking about. It wouldn't quite feel the same without the bangs, I don't think. But bro, I mean, Cynical said it, and I don't even think. Yeah, I mean, it might be a hot take for right this second, but I mean, there is some, you know, weight to the idea that competitive Madden, as we know it, might not actually be the Madden version or Madden variety that has the highest potential. I think some of this stuff that we're seeing with, you know, the production value of Bot Wars and the personalities that W is able to get on there, you among them, it seems like the ceiling on that might even be higher just based on the community's reaction to it. You know what I mean? Bot Wars must have been a hell of an experience. Was this another good one for you?
Yeah, so the last one, Bot Wars 3 wasn't my best outing. I think I literally just got done doing, like, I did a charity stream. I was running on like an hour of sleep, and it was duos. Duos is kind of like a nasty game.
Yeah, right. It is.
And me and BG, my partner, we weren't really as prepared. I'll be honest. It was more on me than him. I admit that.
Sure.
We definitely jumped into that game just not prepared. I'm definitely more of an individual player when it comes to those Bot Wars, and I kind of just let BG take the reins that night, and he went, you know, ballistic, and it was entertaining as hell to watch. But shout
out to BG, we love BG.
I was half falling asleep at the wheel during that game. But no, Bot Wars 2 was legendary, man. Between the prelim I played BG, I played Deliverance, and had the crazy comeback, and then I had Jaybird in the actual official Bot Wars 2 night. I had Jaybird, and then the game against Bose was legendary.
Yeah,
Acrobat,
young Bose.
Acrobat bailed that little bastard out at the end of the game. But no, it definitely, Bot Wars definitely has that potential because of things that, regular MCS just doesn't allow right now. They don't allow a lot of personality. They don't allow a lot of cursing and capping at people. They have the be easy guy waiting in the background to just throw that little note under your face and be like, yo, chill out. Like,
is that how they do it? If someone's going off a little bit, they got like a cue card guy that's like be easy.
It literally says be easy on it. They've shown it in multiple like MCS games. Like it literally.
I haven't seen that. That's funny.
It's like, let the people. I mean, I get it. Like see, it's not even just cursing. Like if they're literally just standing up and just yelling like non-obscenities at somebody, like they'll still hit you with that flag. Like, let people have fun. Like, obviously it kind of, I don't want to talk about like society as a whole right now, but we are a little bit soft, and people can't take a little bit of heated verbal exchange now. Reasonable. And so it definitely takes away. I think the other reason why viewership might have been in the tank for the MCS this year was because of COVID, and they kind of did everything a little bit differently. There were no live events. The people playing each other couldn't even hear themselves half the time. And then the Madden Bowl format, I wasn't a fan of it this year, only because, I mean, if there was ever a year to do that format with like teams and squads, it was this year with no live event.
Sure.
But at the end of the year, like, you want to crown who you believe is the best player. So like to do it in teams of 3, I just wasn't a fan of it. But I understand that this was the year for experimentation if there ever was one. But they got to loosen the reins up a little bit. They got to loosen the chains up a little bit. They got to, let people be themselves. Let people be energetic. Be like, show that personality. Otherwise, yes, things like Bot Wars, they will shine through, and the production value, like you said, is through the roof. I mean, the NBA Jam theme for Bot Wars 3 was just incredible. It's my profile picture on Twitter still. Like, it was phenomenal.
Oh my God, it was just so good. And like you alluded to, man, that's capitalizing off of the personalities that bring life to Madden. You know what I mean? Like the game, I don't know, you'll have camps that think the game is great. You'll have the camp that thinks no matter what is different or better about the game, that it's always the worst, and that you'd rather be playing whatever the fuck they got a full Twitter account for All-Star Football 2K8, and they got like, I don't know, like 3 throwing motions that they just tweet the same GIF like every week. And I'm like, it popped up on my fucking suggest the other day. I was like, you guys gotta actually be joking me, right? Are you not tired? Are you not tired of this? What do you think? Where do you think this kind of what the state of the game is now? Did you get any time on the? They didn't call it a beta. The play test. Did you get any time on 22 as it stands right now? Are you worried about next year's version? What do you think about it being the comp scene being on next gen? What are your thoughts on 22 around the corner here?
22. I'm always excited for the drop of a new Madden game.
Yeah.
I will say that one thing that is kind of determining my status on competing or not right now is 22 seems like, aside from, being next gen and the user being a little bit slower, 22 seems like it's going to be a lot more like 21 than 21 was with 20, right? Like 20 was a very big running game.
Right.
21, you were able to pass more, there were crossers, deeper routes, things like that. It was a lot easier to pass, I felt like, and a little bit more difficult to run unless you were on next gen, where it's, pursuit angles are terrible and you shoot a gap and you miss somebody by a mile.
Right.
So I feel like Madden 22 is going to be like Madden 21, just a little bit slower, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be, I think you're going to see a lot of people thrive that are thriving right now, like the June and July goons. I think a lot of them are going to continue to thrive because the game is going to be a little bit similar, aside from maybe the game speed. But yeah, I think, maybe some people that run maybe some under center offenses, mix and match it a little bit. Because like obviously 3-3-5 wide and all that meta stuff and like the user rush A gap, all that stuff, it's a lot more difficult now because it takes you so long to get home that, anybody with half a brain can make a read now, can get out of the pocket, can do whatever they got to do.
Right.
Blitzing is going to be more, difficult to do. You're going to have zones in the right places. It's going to be interesting. And then obviously patching the biggest issue in Madden 21, being able to finally man up a delay fade is going to ruin a lot of people's offenses. So
it's going to be fucking sweet, bro.
It's going to be interesting. I think the game is going to be very similar to 21 though. So like I said, a lot of people that are thriving right now. Yeah, they're gonna do good. And if you guys do, listen, I understand playing Madden in July is asking a lot, but if you do want to get prepared for Madden 22, play Madden 21 Next Gen, because that's where I will be probably this weekend, maybe even tonight. We will be on Next Gen Weekend League, getting ready for Madden 22. That's going to be your closest simulation to that game right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I think absolutely. So for the folks who have, tuned in and listened to the interview and, gotten so much of your background and your history that now are, hopefully lobbing you the follow and they're going to pop in on the next Bobby V stream. Like what could somebody new to the channel now that after they've seen you here, they're coming into the Bobby V stream for the first time? Like what are like some hallmarks of your channel? Is it huge on chat interaction? Y'all got trolls coming in here? Is it like, like funny or more kind of like tightened down? Like what's like kind of the culture of a Bobby V stream?
Things in a Bobby V stream can get a little bit toxic at times.
Fair.
I tend to tell the chat not to act like I do. Obviously, sometimes monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
But no, I listen. If somebody comes to my chat and the trolls are welcome. The trolls are welcome. You will get your 15 minutes, and you will be spotlighted in a way that you probably won't be a fan of, and that's fine. Some of them like it, some of them don't. I am very interactive with everybody. You will see the headband. You will see me sweating. Just parts of my body off. I won't say what, but you will see me sweating. Playing Weekend League.
Yep.
I try to keep it light. There will be semi-rages. There will be full-on rages. There will be times where I don't want to talk to anybody in the chat. There will be times when I am the friendliest person on earth. You're going to get everything in a Bobby V stream. Absolutely.
I like that. It's good for balance.
Yeah, we need balance. We absolutely need balance. Are there short shorts? Yes, Trumpet Monkey, just for you, there will be short shorts.
Trumpet Monkey sets this short meta, though.
Here, matter of fact, here you go. Matter of fact, you want to know what to expect from a Bobby V stream?
Oh, buddy.
Any of these on any given day will be on.
Jeez, beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Bobby, man, I mean, yeah, Coach Mutt said it during the interview. He was like, one of my favorite lines recently from FENDTALKS. Yeah, we'll keep it to about an hour. Spoiler alert, we did not indeed keep it to about an hour. We're like an hour 40 here, bro.
Like I said, I told you, man, I got nothing but...
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm enjoying it, man. Like I said, I'm enjoying myself right now.
Dude, yeah, you're doing a great fucking job, man. I mean, we started from the beginning at home with in Philly with mom and dad and grandma, up through your service that took you all over the world in the country as a photojournalist. You got to tell us about your cross country trip to get back home. We had to get some of the Vegas action in there too. Sounds like maybe Nick and Bobby tied for most valuable player, and I don't think you actually said this, but maybe K Harry takes an L just to issue him, just for the sake of balance. Before we close out, by the way, we have to talk a couple other things happening in Vegas too. I'm sorry. Oh, baby. This is the fuck I came for. Yes, sir. Yeah, full stop. We're back in Vegas, K Harry. You thought you escaped? Psych. Nah, brother, you're not free yet. Tell me, bro.
Okay. So on top of the Poirier win, for those that weren't here earlier, we won $700 betting on Dustin Poirier because we just had no faith in Conor McGregor. That happened. Yeah. The day before that. So I don't know if anybody's been to Vegas before or even been to a casino before in the chat. If there's any roulette players in the chat, I am very big on roulette. I have a what's the word? I have a thing that I do every time I touch down in Vegas. I go to the nearest roulette table. I put $100 on black. Typically, that kind of determines or dictates how the weekend will go.
How the trip is going to go, right?
Red came up, but we still had a pretty damn good weekend. So there actually was a it's more of like a European roulette table. So like anybody that knows roulette, you have red, you have black, you have numbers. You typically have two greens. You have a 0 and a 00.
Yeah.
So there was a table. It was actually like a European table. And so there's actually three greens, and they're all right next to each other. There's a 0, 00, and 000. They're all right next to each other. I looked at the board. I think either green came up once or it hadn't come up at all in like the last 10 to 15 spins.
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let's get weird. Let's get wild. 11-1. We'll put $100 on green. Green came up 1,100.
No
1100
shit,
at the
dude.
table.
Oh.
I lost it. I literally did like a sprint halfway down the casino and came back. I was like, let's fucking go.
Let's go. That's
I
right.
was like,
Eagles
I'm so damn
green.
different. So yes, 1100 at the roulette table.
I'm a demon. Let's go.
It was a week full of W's. It was absolutely awesome.
What about that fight y'all saw at the pool? You sent me the video. I like you didn't get like a real good look at it. Did y'all like stay out of trouble like for the most part while y'all were out there?
And you pull it up. I don't want you to get copyrighted because there's music playing in the background. Maybe if you mute it and pull it up.
Yeah, I think I should be able to do just that. Bro.
Okay, so we're at the I think we were at Dre's. I want to say we were at Dre's for anybody that's familiar with Vegas. We were at the day club. We had a cabana. It's like a $2,000 cabana. Just super expensive upstairs. We had our own little like pools to the side. We had drinks, food, everything. And so I'm an Eagles fan, right? Probably one of our go-to songs nowadays is Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares, Eagles Super Bowl song.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're not an Eagles fan, Dreams and Nightmares kind of slaps, right?
It still fucking goes. I'm trying to
Dreams and Nightmares comes on and people are going crazy, right? Everybody's in the pool going crazy listening to it. Now, Fen's going to pull up the video really quickly cuz I'm recording it. I'm just recording it, and so you'll see inside of one of the bars, like right behind one of the umbrellas, you're just going to see a fight break out. Like just a fight just breaks out, and this dude, I just see, you don't see it as well in the video. You kind of see a little glimpse of it, but this dude just got on top of this dude and just started just beating the ever loving shit out of him.
Fucking wailing on him. Oh my god, yo, my Streamlabs is double dutching me when I go to add this source. I'm trying to throw this.
No.
I know, dude. I'm getting sold right now.
But so in the video, you see that, and then you see like a little glimpse of the guy getting carried out. Now you don't see it in the video, but his just entire face is just crimson mask, like just like old school, like WWE, like just like Eddie Guerrero, like just the whole crimson mask.
Bro, Meek Mill makes people lose their fucking minds,
yeah,
bro.
Yes, confirmed. Meek Mill makes people lose their absolutely loving minds.
Hold on a sec. Let me see. Streamlabs has been doing this new thing over the last week that like sometimes when I try to do so, like my Streamlabs looks like it just frozen, and when the first time it happened, I was like, fuck, bro, I definitely just dropped stream. Like I'm in the middle of the interview. This shit is trash.
While you're looking that up, I will tell one more great story that happened.
Yeah.
I can't go. I could tell a little bit of it. So I posted a video in the wee hours of the morning one night. Some people saw it, some people didn't. I have deleted the video since because other people got a little bit upset that I posted the video. Not even the person that is in the video got upset by it, but other people got upset by it.
Okay.
So we went to Coyote Ugly in Vegas.
That's like the movie, right?
Movie based off of a real bar, based off of the movie.
Right.
Early 2000s movie, Coyote Ugly. If you ever get a chance, go watch it. Piper Perabo, incredibly hot. Coyote Ugly, great bar, nice little dive bar. If you guys like, maybe country music, a little bit more, alternative music. They play pretty much a little bit of everything in there. But they have one girl in the bar. She's singing. They stick the girl's thighs in between your legs and just waterboard you and just pour alcohol down your gullet, and you literally feel like you're drowning.
If I'm gonna go, let this be the way I go.
Yes, GG's it is in the New York casino. So I've been there before, and I remember that they will bring people up on stage sometimes, or just do things, get people involved, get interactive, and get people involved. So I went up to the bartender. I'm like, hey, do you still like put people on stage or whatever? And she was like, she's like, well, if you slide me a 20, and just write your friend's name or whatever on the note and whatever, I'll take care of it. So I slid her a quick 20, and I wrote, Sybil's name is Kenny for those that don't know. So I wrote, Kenny just turned 21, whatever. And so she eventually hands it over to the girl on stage, and she's like, do we got a Kenny in the building? Kenny. And Kenny looking around.
Bro, and this is like the hibachi restaurant from hell. Like I remember growing up, we go out to dinner for your birthday, and like you go to the hibachi spot and they give like the birthday. This is at Coyote Ugly for his 21st in Vegas. So they must have fucking locked in on this young man, right?
Yes. So and Sybil was great, by the way, man. Sybil is a pleasure to hang out with. He was so wide-eyed and innocent the entire time too. It made it even better.
That is better.
So he gets called up to the stage. He ends up just like, they put him in a chair right in front of the stage.
Right.
And so they're like, hey, you know, our friend Kenny just turned 21. Where are all the single girls at? All the single girls, all shit-faced, woo, all the woo girls.
We're
And
here.
so they're like, and she's like, I need all the single ladies to line up right here, right now. And so she's like, ladies, let's show this man a good time. Let's try to get this. she said, let's try to get this man into a threesome tonight.
Holy buddy, yeah, okay.
So I have the video on my phone still. I posted it on Twitter, but other people thought that it was a bad idea to post it, even though Civil himself was drunk and sober. Civil was okay with this, by the way, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But so I posted the video of just like 6 different girls just going to town on him, just grinding, doing the Magic Mike deal and the whole thing. And so it was great too, because like
It was so good.
It was great too, because some of the girls really couldn't dance for jack shit.
I'm sure they're fucking giving it their all though, huh?
One of the girls like literally tried to I'll wait till you pull me back up here, but so like one of the girls literally tried to do like the thing where they like spread your legs, like you gotta slide in.
Yeah.
She was like, so bad at it, and she tried to like do the thing where she like literally puts like her legs on your shoulders and like tries to just like, you know, get a little wild, and she was just terrible at it. But
very bad. Hold on, Bobby. I got this video. I had to crop the bejesus out of it, so hold on. Okay. It's gonna be over both of us. But if you could see it on the stream, I know you're probably on like a 1 or 2 second. I don't want to make it full screen because then I won't know what you guys can see or cannot see, and you leave it muted.
Can you make it full screen or no?
Hold on a second.
Let's go. Okay, so pause it real quick. Pause it right now. So the yellow tent in the top right corner. So you're going to look right past that yellow tent, and you're going to see the fight break out any second.
So like the further yellow umbrella, like the one that's like kind of off in the distance.
Yeah,
like
the one that's below the red curtain. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yep. So you're going to see the little brawl break out right in there. Watch, you'll see right there. Guy in the white right there, just mauling the shit out of this dude right now. Just look at him. Just
golly, bro.
And you see the security guard. You see me point over there. Wait, can we get a roll back real quick and just watch
hell yeah.
Pretty good security. Pretty good reaction time by the security guards right here. You're gonna see them in the bottom right corner. Pretty
he got
good.
Mobile. This dude. Oh, he came from all the way to the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and he got mobile. He sees it.
It's on the radio.
Good sense too.
He just takes off.
Holy shit, dude.
You see me point over there, and then you'll see eventually it'll be in like the left corner of the screen. You'll see it like in the left because I didn't record him the whole way, but you'll see him get like taken out of there. But yeah, he just got mollywopped. I mean, it was just bad. I think he's still actually attached to him right there too, or he's getting dragged back. But then you'll see him. They're gonna drag the guy out right about.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yep, there it is. Yep, you see him. He's just getting dragged out, and yeah, he was just busted wide open. I mean, like WWE style.
That fucking sucks. No. Sucks for him. Legendary video though.
Yeah. You just want to relax and record some dreams and nightmares, and then just an all-out brawl breaks out. And,
bro, one does not relax and record dreams and nightmares, bro. I'm glad you had the phone out, but like you knew what you were getting into. Like, I'm 31 just the same as you are, bro. You're not out there looking, oh man, I bet we're gonna see some real wholesome shit. You got out that camera because you knew that shit was about to get weird.
The only thing I was missing was me screaming World Star.
Jesus Christ! Hitstick says video. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that one out loud. There.
Hitstick. No, I see it. No. I can't. No, I can't. I'm not confirming or denying that, but like.
Yeah, no. Bail out. Bail out.
Bail out. I can't continue the story, but I will say that it was a good time. I'll just say that it was a good time. Yeah, Civil had 2 potential suitors hanging out with him throughout the night after the dance. And that is why I'm the best wingman of all time. I'm just the best.
You gotta play your numbers, bro. You gotta play the odds, play the statistics, play your numbers. Oh, my man Xerxes dropped a follow. Zerk, what's good, bro? Bobby, okay, wait, real quick, weigh in. I'm gonna I'll have occasion to ask this later to other people. Who drips harder, bro? ScoMo or Zerk?
Okay. It's tough. I would say, I don't know, because if we're just talking about the clothing, it's probably Zerk. I'm not a big fan of the the Tommy Hilfiger, whatever he's got going on. I'm not a big fan of
the Looney Tunes shirt. The shorts kind of went hard though a little bit.
They did. I wasn't a big fan of the Tommy gear, but The issue is that ScoMo, when he poses, like ScoMo, I love you, buddy. We get it. We get it. It was tries and delts. I get it, man. But ScoMo down here like.
ScoMo the OG, man. Hell yeah, right. Like, I mean, he's got a child on the way, so he's like already kind of starting to assimilate like the dad poses. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, ScoMo and Zerk are my guys, though, man. Like I said, Zerk is one of the real ones, man. Like I said, he's super busy all the time, and for him to make time out of his day to answer like everybody, myself included, he's all over the place, and I mean that in a good way. He's if there's somebody that you want to pick their brain on about content creation and just about like little things here and there, he's definitely one of my go-tos, and he's been just very helpful for me.
Hell yeah, super dope, man. Before we like wind up and bring this thing home, is there anybody like looking forward to next year Madden 22 that maybe you have not been able to tap in with that you would like to? Is anybody anybody that you would like to get involved with going forward here?
I
sure
wouldn't
the list
say
is not short. I'm sure you got a couple guys on your short list.
Yeah, no, I mean, in terms of like content, I definitely want to get involved with some more guys and maybe do some series, do some some games or things like that. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I think it's going to be an interesting year. From the game itself to competitive. I think, like I said, a lot of the game is going to be very similar. I feel like to Madden 21, with the exception of maybe the user being a little bit slower. But I think you're going to see a lot of these younger guys. I think a lot of these young guns, June, July goons. You're going to see a lot of progress made this year, a lot of steps forward. And Vose, I give him a lot of shit. I give him a lot of grief. We had the Bot Wars game. It was legendary. Some of the kids can't compete right now because they're still too young, as good as some of them are, like JMH, guys like that. But Vose, right. Even on the heels of the Madden Bowl where it was team based. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make another deep run. Guys like him, guys, there's a lot of very, very good young Madden players right now, 21 and younger, maybe 22. Like, there's a lot of good players.
They really fucked up giving him a check mark, though. They really fucked.
They really did. Vose with the check mark. No, Vose with the Twitter check mark is kind of demonic right now. I don't want to say what he's been doing. I'm sure some people know what he's been doing. I just saw a comment already talked about in the chat about it, but Vose is a. Oh, you're gonna get somebody in trouble, by the way, man. Some of the people that you're tagging on Twitter, you're gonna get some people in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say.
The world did not. The world did not need that. The world did not need Vose with the Twitter verification, bro. That is super fucking hell. Shout out to Vose though.
Vose is gonna catch a case.
Yeah, I know, bro. For real. Bro, man, Bobby, as we creep up on our second hour here, is there anything left? I'm glad we got that Vegas video up there too. Is there anything that we didn't cover? Anything that you'd like to leave, my chat with, leave the community with, as parting words of wisdom? I love that you were able to share some of the things that you were able to be successful with en route to partnership, everything that's coming next for you. I'm, a big Bobby V fan myself, so I'm curious to see, the content that is around the corner for you. But is there anything, brother, that you would like to leave the chat with here?
We still got a little bit of time left in the summer, and I am not too far from any of the Jersey Shores, so I think the people would like to see an IRL Fend and Bobby stream maybe at some point. Other than that, no, it's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out, man. I appreciate everything that you do, and we talk about, I meant to piggyback on it earlier, but we talk about just everybody's journeys and things like that, and I can't think of many better journeys and especially yours with everything that's been going on. And we talk about like how supportive our respective communities can be, and how sometimes there are some shit people in the community. There are trolls. We all deal with them, and we make the best of it, but when the community does come together, and one of the better moments was, the Devin Bush saga, how so many people came together for that. But one of the better moments that I've seen in recent memory has been, your community coming together for you and helping you with the stem cell stuff and everything like that, man. There's nobody more deserving of it than you, man. You've been putting in the time, the work, and I'm glad that everything's been going well. I'm glad that physically, mentally, you're doing good, man. I enjoy watching your shit a lot, man. It's like I said, I appreciate you having me. And in terms of just anything else, like I said earlier, man, if you guys ever have any questions for me, for anybody, if you guys are aspiring content creators, man, go get yourselves a cheap camera. don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're somebody that might be scared to do public speaking, practice public speaking. I know some people might be nervous to be in front of a camera. I was nervous to be in front of a camera before. I actually took a public speaking class a couple years ago.
Sure.
Whatever you got to do. Like I said, there are many, many people in this community that are willing to hear you out, help you out, pick their brain, get some knowledge. Knowledge is power. And yeah, man, I'm excited for whatever's next for me. I'm excited for whatever's next for you guys, man. I'm excited, man.
Bobby, man, you're a fucking legend, dude, and it always hits a little bit different, to hear something nice like that, and thank you so much for telling me. It always hits just a little bit different when it comes from somebody with there's mutual admiration and respect there, bro. So like I said, I'm a big fan. I'm rooting for you going forward. I can't wait to see what you got going on next. Thank you for spending so much time in the channel this morning. Thank you for your service to the country. I know my brother as a retired Marine. They feels a little bit sketchy about that, but on behalf of the channel and my family, thank you so much for that, bro. You are a legend, and it has been an absolute pleasure and an honor, man. Super dub. Yeah, Fritzy says you got a sub today. Yeah, new follows, new subs, man. Cross pollination, networking is high. Bobby V, you're a legend, brother.
There you go, man. Just for the road too. We'll throw. First for the road, we'll throw one of these on real quick. It's not gonna be perfect, but we'll throw one on for the road.
I made it. Yup, I made it now. Come on, Daddy.
There it is, man.
Bobby.
One headband for the road.
Let's fucking go.
One headband for the road.
Oh, baby.
No better way to close it out.
That's how you close out the show like a champion, man. But ladies, gentlemen, I have been Fend. This has been BobbyVGaming, man. Bobby, where can we catch up with you on your socials? Is it all BobbyVGaming? I see twitch.tv/Bobby2Ys_V. Where else can we track you down here, partner?
Yeah, so pretty much BobbyVGaming. It'll pop up as Bobby V on my YouTube, which is a whole other story, by the way, why I have to be BobbyVGaming and not Bobby V. But we can save that for another time.
Okay.
Don't want you getting me mixed up with the R&B artist. But
That's
no,
right.
It's pretty much BobbyVGaming on everything. If you guys go to any of my socials, particularly my Twitter, it has a link tree on it with everything. Like it has ebooks, every social media, it has everything on it. I don't know if Fen can pull that up or not, but no, it's BobbyVGaming for pretty much everything. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on damn near everything except for OnlyFans, which people keep asking me about.
Well, hold on a second now. Let's not rule anything out. I'll spam I'll grab the Linktree link. We'll spam it in the chat. I'll also throw it up for, the 15, 20 people that'll catch us on YouTube. Shout out to y'all watching this on YouTube, okay? Y'all are the real MVPs. Bobby, man, a natural conversationalist, bro, a good-ass dude, easy to root for, a bro's bro. And it was an honor to have you on the show this morning, man. Thank you again for your time, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we do this again.
That's it, man. Maintain intensity, be better than your opponents. We'll catch y'all in the next episode. Bobby V signing out. Peace, brother.